I'm excited that you have interest in DISPL, and today I am going to walk you through what our product is. So, first, I just want to start by saying it's an all-in-one solution, okay, and it's cost-effective. So, what I mean by that is our solution is comprised of three separate solutions: data analytics, content management, and ad monetization. Historically, to achieve what our software achieves, you would have to be pulling from three different softwares and use some APIs and get creative. And even still, it wouldn't be as robust as what we have here. So let's jump into it. So DISPL is a global company. Our headquarters is in Cyprus, Greece, and we have developed a network of partners across the globe. If we don't have a distributor partner in your area, you can work directly with us. That's not a problem. We'll support you 100%. If we do have a partner in your area, all of our partners are well-trained, educated, and they're backed by our support as well. So you are going to be taken care of, no problem. Okay, so let's break down those three segments that we cover. So the first one is Analyze. Analyze uses computer vision to calculate 72 data points from the top of someone's head to about the middle of their chest. From these 72 data points, we are able to collect data analytics. And in another slide, I'll go in deeper to what that means. The second portion of our software is called our Engage. This is our content management system. This allows you to manage the content on any screen remotely from the comfort of wherever you are, on the beach, from your laptop, it doesn't matter. So no more are the days of thumb drives and having to go down to where the screen's located to make sure that it's on. Our system also notifies you when it's down, making it super easy to use. We have also embedded designer template. This designer template is no code, comes full of templates already in there, and it makes creating content a breeze. The other beautiful thing is that we combined our content management system with our data analytics. And what this allows us to do is not only get data report per campaign or per content that's playing, but it also allows us to control the content on the screen and switch to new campaigns within 1 second based on targets such as female or male or age group. Okay. Third is our monetization. So this is a self-service platform for ad monetization. So basically this can turn your screen live, turn it into a billboard, start selling it as advertising space to advertisers, and start generating a new form of revenue with said screen. It's controlled by our CMS as well as data analytics. You can collect data on how advertisers' content performed, sell that data back to that advertiser. You can do A/B testing. And then what's really great is, again, you can set targets. So if an advertiser such as L'Oreal wants to buy advertisement space on your screen, they're only going to want women to see that. So by being able to set that target and narrow that audience, your screen is more valuable in turn. And so it costs more and then generates more revenue at the end of the day. So these are everything that falls under our roof. So like I mentioned, visitor analytics, content analytics, traffic demographic, engaged analytics, who's engaging and for how long, employee exclusion. This is very important because what happens is if you have a retail space that has 5 or 6 employees working in various areas of the store, their data could get mixed in with the consumer data and skew it. So what our algorithm does is it watches the behavior, and when there's employee behavior, so somebody doing a similar action over and over, being viewed many times in a short period of time, behaviors that aren't consistent with consumers, our system recognizes them as employees and extracts them from that data, so your data is pure consumer data. Engage is the digital signage with ad sales optimization, targeting for dynamic, personalized content, and then monetization. Direct ad sales model, self-service, audience-based, and SSP, DSP with mediation on your side. So what have we noticed the 3 years that we've been in the market? What we've noticed is there's always a path to ROI. So nobody who has installed this for a successful rollout has lost money. It all has increased revenue. Okay, let's talk about that algorithm. Or actually, yeah. So what we are getting, so we are getting things like age and gender. They come in very easy to read reports on our dashboard. We wanted to make sure that the data was easy to understand, because a lot of times when you're getting big data, we're getting analytics, it comes in and it's confusing. So we wanted to cut through that and get down to the important stuff, down to the information you need to market correctly. Okay. Engagement is one of those things. So what we do is we can see, if you imagine like a pole coming off your chin, your cheeks, and your forehead, where that pole is pointed at is where that person is paying attention to, so where they're engaging. So what we can do is, with content on the screen, we can see when exactly they logged in and for how long they stayed there. We consider a consumer that stays for 7 seconds or longer a lead. They were able to see and absorb the message that was on the screen. Therefore, we captured their attention. Okay, that default 7 seconds can change depending on what it is that you're showing or what it kind of interactions you're trying to get. Traffic. So this is all the traffic that passed by a censored area or a screen. And this is leads. Those are the ones that made it past that 7-second threshold that I was talking about. So this is very, very important too, for several reasons. One is that you can see exactly what staffing needs will be. So historically, we always say, like, hey, during the Christmas season, we've always had this many people on this day, this many people on this day. So we're just going to keep it that way. Well, now you can start to see trends as you go into Christmas season, if it's higher or lower, and then you can be really precise with your staffing. This is also great because you're going to see if, let's say, we have traffic going to a screen in your retail media scenario, or going to watch content maybe at a bus stop or something like that. We're going to see the full traffic, and out of that full traffic, how many people do we actually pull in with the content that we're using? So excellent for A/B testing, running 2 sets of content at the same time, seeing which one pulls more traffic, and then running with that one full time. The other beautiful thing too is, let's say you own a string of restaurants, you own 5 restaurants, and you are using us for your menu boards, and maybe even your outdoor drive-through menu board, and you want to see how they are comparing against each other, how many visitors they're having. Bounced would be people that came in, took a look at the menu and booked it, didn't stay. Leads would be those that actually stayed, ordered at the menu, what your conversion rate is. I'm sure conversion in that situation would be high. Not a lot of people walk into a restaurant and walk out, but that's just my example. The other main thing that you're going to be able to see too is the lead type. What is the lead demographic per store? Also visitor. How are they performing visitor-wise per store? So you'll be able to see who the stragglers are versus who the top performers are. You'll be able to see what are the top performers doing differently than the stragglers, and how do we get them up to speed? So all of these and more come on our dashboard. That's one way to receive this data. The other way is raw. We can always export raw data. And then the third way is through API. We have an open API that this data can be exported through. So a little more about that algorithm. As I mentioned, you use computer vision to collect 72 data points from the top of someone's head to the middle of their chest. Based on these data points, we can see things like age, gender, expression, like smile. We can see if they're wearing glasses, sunglasses, if they have a hat on. Men, we can see if they have beards, mustaches. Women, we can see color and length of hair. What we've also done is we added a second algorithm. We added the body shape algorithm. So in order to capture those 72 data points, the sensor has to get a really good look at you in this space. So it can't be up high in the ceiling looking down. It will never get that good view. It'll get this. So if we have, let's say, a department store that has several departments that we want to put these sensors in, the entrance is a great place to get that capture right when they walk in, right? But as they move through the store, we may not always be able to get this capture, but we will see their body shape. So what happens when they walk through the front door and we get this 72 data capture, we marry it to the shape of their body. So now customer 1234, female 35, wearing glasses, has entered the store, marry it to the shape of her body. And when I'm just simply walking by another censored area, not necessarily getting a clear look, my body will tell the system that I am customer 1234. So it allows us to get a clear look at what customer journey looks like. So what departments are people shopping in more? What flow do they take throughout the department store? What emotions are they having in each one, like expressions on their face rather? Are they smiling? Are they frowning? So there's a lot that can be learned about the actual customer journey this way now. I would like to take this time too, because the big question always is like, oh, we're collecting this data, we're following them around the store. Is this legal? Can we do this? Yes, we can. And there's a couple of reasons why. So our system does use computer vision, meaning a camera, to collect 72 data points. What it's not doing is recording anything. It literally passes through the algorithm and then leaves the data, and then the image is gone. So it's not security footage that we're dissecting and we're getting to know each and every individual. It's not tied to any personal information. It's all demographical data. And also when we talk about customer journey, as soon as that person leaves the facility, their data is the data that acted in there stays, but we don't follow them. If they leave and then 2 days later they come back, they're a new person to us. We're merely getting demographical and behavioral data at the time of shopping. So because we do it in the way that we do it, we are CCPA, that's California Consumer Privacy Act compliant, and we are GDPR as well as the compliant in Brazil for theirs as well. LGBT. So we are following all the rules. We have attorneys on staff that make sure, because AI and privacy is a moving target. So we are always making sure that our software follows the rules. So here is just a list of everything I kind of mentioned. All the algorithms that are being used, the attributes that are being collected, the content analytics, A/B testing, huge, technical features, and then a customer journey and demographic targeting. So very good stuff. So let's talk about that content management system now. So even though our system is comprised of 3 different solutions, you don't have to use them all at the same time. Okay, that's one thing that is also beneficial, because some people will want to do something called a gradual implementation. So if you have, say, 3 bakeries, and you're just dipping your toe into a digital transformation, you're going to want to do it gradually. So you may want to just start by collecting data. Who's going into each store? I'm not ready to put digital signage yet. I'm really fine with my stagnant board. Let me just collect data and let me see what I can learn from this data. So you may start just by putting sensors in each of these locations and start collecting the data. That could be round 1. Round 2 is what I'm going to show you now, is when now you start to implement digital signage. So as a bakery, you may want to have a digital menu board, something that talks about the new fresh bake of the day, something that could maybe possibly upsell, talking about how you also cater cakes and desserts for weddings and things like that. So you would use this digital menu board to do that, and you can combine the data that you're collecting as well. So it automates your business process. What that means is, like for the bakery, they may have danishes and bagels and stuff like that in the morning, and then they may have more things like sandwiches or things like that in the afternoon. You can control that menu board. You can pre-time it so breakfast comes on when breakfast comes on, lunch and dinner. You don't even have to think about it. It's just going to be done as soon as you upload it. You can change menu items from anywhere for using your laptop through a cloud-based platform. Okay, and then you can also change the content based on who's standing in front of it. So if you know for a fact that your lemon bars get sold to women more than men, when a woman walks up to that menu board, you can offer them that lemon bar. And if we know that the pizza rolls are more often purchased by men, when a man walks up to the menu board, a pizza roll can be shown on the screen. So it automates your upselling processes, it automates your content control and management, and it makes it in a centralized location that's easy to manage and control. You can pull up, like for that bakery, there's 3 locations. You can pull up and take a look at all 3 locations independently or together, how they compare against each other. Okay. You can also control via geofencing. So what that means is, let's say I'm in California. Let's say I have 2 restaurants, but one is in Inglewood and then the other is in Beverly Hills. They're just 2 different classes of financials. So I'm going to charge my Beverly Hills people more money, and I'm going to not charge my Compton people so much money. And so I can do it via geofencing that way. All right, so the beautiful thing about our software is that we are hardware agnostic. So that means we can run on virtually any operating system with any camera, given it hits our minimum specifications. But we are currently running on video walls, POS screens, TV panels, shelf talkers, touchscreen kiosks, menu boards, tablets, and smart mirrors and ATMs. And we run on multiple systems: Windows, Linux, Apple, Android. And then as far as digital signage is concerned, the LGs, the Samsungs of the world, everything like that. So we do have particular packages that we can put together for you that includes our mini PC and our camera, and then you can supply the digital signage screen, but all with the help of our tech support. So it is the most powerful digital signage tool. We have all of these capabilities here for your use. We can do third-party integrations as well. Interactive forms. A fun thing that I like to talk about when it comes to our digital signage with our data analytics is one of the things that we did for Coca-Cola. They had a digital signage screen that sat out in front of the food court, and it would tell you as you walked in, it would say, hey, smile and a Coke's on us. And as soon as the shopper gave a big grin, the Coke screen would show a QR code that they can scan with their phone, and when they find the food stall that they wanted to order their food, that they would be able to get a free Coke just for smiling. So some fun interactive experiences can be used this way as well. Finally, we have the direct ads and self-service portal. So this is, let's say I'm going to use the menu boards in the restaurant, quick service restaurants. So if you wanted to, you can use this to create a billboard type with your menu board. So you have 3 menu boards going. We can do synchronized content, like a burger flying across all 3. And then all of a sudden we can have on the far right a Coca-Cola ad, because your restaurant sells Coca-Cola products. So don't just get a water, get a Coke, right? And so how you would do that is through our self-service portal. You would turn it into a monetization platform, and then you would make your supply, you would be on the supply side, available to a demand side. And then that's how they would find you, is through the demand side. But it's completely self-service. They can upload images, set targets even. We can even embed a Stripe link so that they pay for it ahead of time. All that's left for you to do is approve that ad, and then it gets shot to your screen. The other beautiful thing about our system too is there's 2 things. You can show how much traffic your screen gets. So the more traffic a screen gets, the more valuable and the more expensive that ad sale is going to be. And then secondary, your advertisers that advertise on your screens can set targets. So if they have a particular audience they want it to go to, so usually you just pay cost per impression on, here's $100, I want 1,000 impressions, but who knows where those impressions are landing. If you're L'Oreal age-defying lotion, you don't want any man to see it, and you probably don't want young women to see it either, because it's going to fall on deaf ears. So you can choose, that L'Oreal can choose to have women over 40 seeing this. So now their advertising dollars are going right to the direct audience that they're meant to go, and those costs per impression is going to be more valuable and add more revenue in your pocket. Okay. So fixed cycles, flexible cycles. We have a programmatic algorithm that prioritizes content based on placement price. So we have a waterfall algorithm that works to that manner. And then real-time campaign status, geo-targeting, view history with analytics. So how did that advertisement perform? Did people only spend 2 seconds engaging? Did they watch the whole thing? I mean, very valuable information. So this is how we do it. In your case, if you are a restaurant owner, a retail store owner, small business owner of some sort, you're going to want to start with like a bundle of 3 of these kits. This kit is a Linux media player. It's paired with a 1080 USB camera, and it comes with 1 year subscription to our software. We always recommend a minimum of 3, because then this is where you can get your customer journey, and you can kind of understand the behavior of the shopper when they're in your facility. A lot of people do just put it at the front, but I mean, it gives you a very flat data. We know who's coming in, but we don't know how long they're staying. We don't know if they went to the check stand or not. We don't know how, where in the store did they explore or anything like that, but it just gives you a look at who came in. So 3 is really the number that works the best. When it comes to a POC, which is a proof of concept, we have a team that will help you put the cameras all in the right place, start collecting data. We'll make sure that its placement is correct, data is being collected, objectives are being hit. Okay. So like I mentioned, this is that gradual implementation that I was talking about. So you can start by putting those sensors in without digital signage. Then you can add the digital signage. And then later, if monetization is something that's interesting to you, you can also monetize that digital signage. So as I mentioned, 3 kits is really the minimum. We do have a special going on at this moment where you can get 3 or 5 kits for the purpose of a proof of concept, and that is half price. So these kits usually run $756. This one will be only $378 each kit. If you need anything beyond that, please reach out to a DISPL representative, and we will help get you all set up. So thank you so much for taking this time today to learn more about DISPL. I look forward to being able to help you install this technology, run with this technology, and get some revenue from it as well. Thank you so much, and have a great day.